Okay. I'm going to share a verse tonight, and it is Ephesians 4, verse 32. And I think in this time of strangeness and pandemic, I think this is a good reminder. In Ephesians, Paul writes, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as in Christ God has forgiven you." And I think that's a good reminder for us as we navigate all of this together and do things a little differently. And I think that's really good to have a little bit of extra compassion and kindness for each other as we do this. Would you pray with me? Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to gather together tonight virtually via Zoom. Give us strength and wisdom as we continue to navigate these waters. Remember and remind us to have compassion and kindness for one another as we are all building this plane as we fly it. Remember that your strength will be with us and your love and grace covers us all. Amen. All right. So the plan for tonight is I'm going to simply kind of give you an overview. Some of you, I think most of you were able to get the letter in the mail today. If you were not, let me know, but did everybody get the letter in the mail today about this fall? And so we're just gonna quickly go over that. Kortni and I are each gonna take a little piece of that, talking about what fall will look like. And then we will take some questions at the end for those who are still kind of like, what's this gonna look like? So that's kind of our overview of what tonight will look like. The theme, so last year, you remember, many of us had the theme of going beyond, and we had Buzz Lightyear as our mascot. Well, this year, our theme is the Bible, finding hope and promise. If you have not had a chance, we have a video out on Facebook that just premiered today, sharing a little bit about that theme. And so I encourage you to go and look through that, watch it. The acting is superb in it. Okay, maybe not.
Paid actors right here.
It's the great actors, right? But what it is we're changing our focus a little bit this year in the fact that the topics we're going to cover in worship are going to follow through into church school and confirmation. And so we're going to begin this series, or this narrative lectionary, but it's a series that starts September 12th through 12th and 13th, is going to start with creation. And so we're going to start by focusing on creation. The next week we will go into the next part following what happens after creation, the promise of, I think it's Abraham, I can't remember what's week 2, but basically what we'll be doing is kind of building a timeline, showing a little bit about how things all fit together and how God's biblical promise is found throughout the Bible. And so whatever we hear in worship on Sunday and Wednesdays, that theme will be carried through into confirmation and church school, with obviously age-appropriate activities to go along with each of those. And so our encouragement is that there will be like Bible readings that you can do each day with your family, and kind of diving in to the Bible and looking at where that promise is. Where's the biblical promise that God has for us? We always say that the Bible is what holds the Christ child. And so knowing what that promise is for us, and where we can find the hope and encouragement in this time. So we will, come around Christmas time, we'll be following right into the Gospel of Luke this year. And so we will be hearing about the birth of Christ, and then about Easter time, it will be the same thing. It will be the death and resurrection of our Savior. And so we're really excited to follow this kind of chronological but timeline biblical story. It's really working on stories from the Bible. I wanted to share a little bit. We as staff and as council spent some time in conversation, spent a lot of time in conversation about what this fall could look like. And it really was decided as we talked more and more about it, when we looked at how to keep everybody safe and healthy in this time, especially because at Zion, we gather people from all different schools and different areas, including smaller communities from around us, as well as have an older generation. And so it was determined that all of the faith formation activities would be held virtually. So church school will be one of those things that is held virtually. The way the church school structured will be is starting the first week of October, we will have lessons that will be done on Facebook and videos that you can go and watch. Each family that registers, we will send home individual faith toolkits so that you have all the materials for the activities that will happen in the church school lesson. Hence why our registration will be important, because we're going to be putting together these toolkits for families to pick up the last week of the month. So the last week of September, these toolkits will be ready for church school lessons to start the first week of October. And we will continue with that. As of right now, we're planning until December, and then we will reevaluate. This is not set in stone by any means. So we will continue to reevaluate this throughout the year as our needs change. So church school will be done online. It will be recorded and then sent out on Facebook and be available on that Sunday of the first week of October. And then subsequent weeks will be released that next week on Sunday morning. So that is kind of the basics of church school. And so I'm going to hand it over to Kortni to give basics of confirmation, which will look different.
Awesome. So great to see so many of your faces. I am excited and have missed so many of you. So for confirmation this year, we are also going to be doing everything remotely online, starting with and then reevaluating at Christmas. How confirmation is going to work this year, due to the current status of the pandemic, we are not able to do offsite locations. Just can't get out into the community. We want to keep everyone safe, even if we are able to. So starting on the 7th is when confirmation will start, and we are going to do a 2-class rotation. So 6th and 7th grade is going to meet one week on the 7th. 8th and 9th will meet the following week. We will be on Zoom. I will send that link out. I will send reminders out as I usually do, and there will also be a calendar that I will I'll send over Remind, because I have so many of you on Remind, but if you also would like a paper copy to hang on your fridge, let me know and I can get a paper copy to you for the calendar as well. Still very important to register, that way we know numbers. It is going to be large groups that are on Zoom, but we felt like this was the best way that we could meet everyone where they are. The lessons are going to follow, just like Chris was saying. The sermons that are happening Sunday, Wednesday, church will be doing the same, and then confirmation just at age levels. After the lesson, so it's going to be, for those of you that were in confirmation already, it's going to be like in class. There'll be a lesson, we'll talk about it, and then there's going to be small group time. And we will break out into breakout rooms with you and your guide. You can check in with people, or check in with your guides, check in with one another. From a lot of people, we heard that the small group time is still very beneficial just because of that relationship building that is happening. That'll stay 10, 15 minutes. So let's see. Chris, can you think of anything else for confirmation?
And the breakout rooms, we are able to do that right there on Zoom. And so the kids will be on Zoom, and then they'll actually be sent to a different room in Zoom with their small group leader. And so they'll have a conversation with a small group of their regular small group.
The other thing that I forgot to mention is confirmation and worship on Wednesday nights, how they tie together. If 6th and 7th grade isn't in class in Zoom that night, we do ask that they join in and tune in if they can to our live Wednesday worship that night. So they'll do confirmation one night, worship the next week, confirmation one week, worship the next week, just going back and forth. We will not be counting for worship assisting as of right now. We will reevaluate that in December, January time. We just don't want too many people handling a bunch of different objects at the church, which is just keeping everyone safe. But there will be worship notes. We are going to keep the requirement of 8, and with everything happening, do not worry about if you didn't get your worship notes done. We're just going to start over. 2020, 2021 year is going to be just a clean slate. So worship notes, I will have either a Google form or I'll send a PDF version of it. Haven't worked that out yet, but there will be an online sermon note page to fill out. And then that will just be either someone can take a picture and send it to me. If it's online form, it can just be hit submit and it comes to me directly, but we will still be asking for 8 worship notes. And I think that's all I have regarding new confirmation stuff. The other thing, 6th grade families that are out there, hello. I still need some confirmation guides. We have a class of about 25 is looking to be the max number. So I already have 2 guides, but I'm looking for about 6 more. So if you're a 6th grade parent and you would like to be a confirmation guide, send me a message or remind, text me, send it in a chat here. That would be awesome. Those guides are really important people for our confirmation program, and I would love to get some more.
And to clarify, Kortni, those confirmation guides will be leading that small group in Zoom. However, you'll be giving them all the materials that they need, the questions, kind of the format for the discussion. And we will take them through a training as well.
Yep, and for the confirmation guides who have been guides before, the new curriculum that we got actually came with like preset small group stuff. So it's a page that is already set, goes through highs and lows, reading a little more in depth. So it's not something that you're gonna have to make up on your own, which is really nice because sometimes I get, you get nervous trying to have to make that stuff up, so.
We will meet with all guides prior to that first week. I would guess that way we can all be on the same page, so.
Yes.
Did you want to talk about worship, Kortni, or would you like me to?
Yeah, I can talk about worship. So our worship, we are going to have 2 in-person services. This is also another time I will still have the sermon notes out in the drawer where they used to be, and for 6th grade, maybe I'll send a little tour of where to find them. I'll send a video. Not sure. Haven't thought that one through yet. But we are going to have in-person worship. We're going to have one back on Saturday nights at 5 p.m. And then Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. And the 10 a.m. service will also be streamed live on our YouTube channel. So if you go in and subscribe to Zion Lutheran Minot on YouTube, you're going to get notifications for that. Tuning in or in person, you can get your sermon notes done. We'll also have a Wednesday worship like we used to do at 6, which will also be Facebook Live. And for participation, we would love to see some families. There's going to be a sign up every week that we're going to send out. And if you and your family are like, hey, I want to go hang out at the church, we're going to have, I think, 6 families is what we talked about that can come in, be in the church for a Wednesday worship. Yeah, that's what I got on worship.
Yeah, so that Wednesday worship, we'll be sending out, and we'll be starting that next week. There will be a sign up genius that will go out via our push on our app. And you can sign up. The first 6 families that sign up will be able to attend worship then. We will social distance in the sanctuary and wear masks, but you would be able to join us live for our Wednesday evening worship. And we're going to ask that, as families sign up, because we have about 150 families, that we encourage families to kind of sign up and then watch to see, to make sure that every other family that would like to join has a chance to join. But if there's an open spot at the last minute and you're not sure, you can shoot a text to one of us and just say, hey, do you have room for one more family? Because we would love to be able to see families there worshiping with us. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about being able to see a few of us at a time to gather together. It was sure nice to see those of you at the backpack passing. So church school registration, I'll just go into registration, and then if people have questions after that. Church school registration is on the app.
Confirmation and the Bible workshop.
And the Bible workshop, that was the other thing. So church school registration, there's no cost for our church school, but I do ask you register for a specific time so I kind of know where families are at and when they're watching. And then the Bible workshop, which is for 3rd grade and any 4th and 5th graders that have not received their Bible from Zion. I sent out a letter. That registration is also on the app. Registrations will be open from tonight until the 20th of September. We'd like you to register as soon as possible, just so that we can get our kind of materials ready to go. Bible workshop people, you'll need to pick up stuff before the Bible workshop night. But if you have questions after that, let me know.
Confirmation registration. So in the past, 9th grade has been higher due to going on the synod gathering and other retreats. We have lowered it down to $40, so it's $40, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th grade across the board. This just helps with the materials that we need, the Bibles, and the new curriculum. That registration is also on the app as well, or on the website. And I had something else I was going to say, but now I can't remember. So I think that's good on registration. Chris, you got anything else? We can open it up for questions if anyone has any questions. Or you just want to say hi. Hi, Resslers.
Are there any questions?
I just had one come in. Yes, to the one that said that the app said 70 for today. You filled it out before the new registration actually went through. So you filled out last year's registration form. If you paid the 70, let me know, and I'm gonna have to talk to Karen or someone in the office about that. I don't handle the money. So, okay, I will talk with someone about the money tomorrow, and I will get back to you. Yes, you will get, I got another one. It says, do we get the same kids in our group from last year? Yep, you will be getting the same kids from your small group, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. Same groups, same small group leaders. For 6th grade, so we've given out bags in the past. Someone asked about the bags. New confirmation kids get a Bible, a small catechism, canvas bag. I think it's those two things, and a pen or a pencil if you want one. I will have those ready at the church. I will start making those, and I will send out a reminder when they're ready to be picked up. So new 6th grade families, your confirmation bag with your Lutheran study Bible and small catechism will be at the church. Great questions. If anyone has anything else.
Any questions? Or Pastor John, can you think of anything to add?
No, I was just going to say it's really good to see so many on Zoom, and those of you who are out there, thanks for coming and joining. We miss having everybody in the building and getting back as we can to some sort of sense of normalcy. So hope and appreciate your patience with our staff. They're doing a great job, working really hard to get things rolling and back together. Our associate pastor, otherwise known as Pastor Awesome, who does all of the videos now, is on vacation, but Natasha will be back next week. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us with questions or concerns about what's happening. Our council has been meeting at least once a month, oftentimes twice a month, kind of reevaluating what we think is best for, to proceed with. So please know that these decisions that have been made with a lot of thought and planning, all with the hopes of us getting back as soon as we can together in another way, a better way, I guess. But for now, I think we're really working hard at, I think it was our Councilman Nathan Anderson who's down there said, this gives us an opportunity to really up our online game and enhance our overall experiences online. So don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to join us for worship. We start Saturday night in person at 5 o'clock, Sunday 10 a.m. It's live streamed, and then like Chris and them said, we'll be gathering a few folks online or in person on Wednesday night. That number we started was arbitrary at 6 families. If we see that it works really well with 6 and we have room for 4 or 5 more, we'll do that. We'll just expand the sign up genius. So we want to bring as many people together as we can, but also being really mindful of trying to prevent family parents from being quarantined and, for contact tracing purposes. So one thing that I guess wasn't mentioned earlier, we met with the First District Health, actually had them come to our building and walk through and kind of tell us, what their evaluation is, and mostly our decisions to remain online was because we don't want to be creating 10 more contact close groups each week for people to be quarantined and have to stay home. So we figured it's just best for us at this point in time to stay online. Thank you. Good to see you all.
Is there any other questions?
And if you think of them outside of the Zoom meeting, again, shoot Chris or I a message or Pastor John. We will be happy to answer them.
Pray for my children. How's that? Because they're going to need it after this.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Thank you. Or
Yeah.
pray for me.
Yeah.
That team.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's another thing too. If you guys need prayer requests, if you got some things, again, we're here. The church staff is, so.
That would be great. If you guys have some prayer requests, send them our way. I mean, that's the least we can do for you all right now is trying to connect with you and be supportive of you in this time, because it's fairly crazy.
I think it is really important for us to kind of stay connected in that way. If you have prayer concerns, whether you want them confidential or added to our weekly prayer or worship time prayers, just shoot us a text, send us an email, let us know. We really want to do that, and without meeting so regularly, we don't get that as often. So make the effort. Let us know.
Last thing, I guess, since I don't see any more questions coming through on the chat, get registered, whether you are a church school confirmation or Bible workshopee. For 6th through 9th grade, I will be sending, if you can't find the link or if you just want to wait a few minutes, I am going to be sending out it over Remind. So if you don't want to go looking, I'll send you the link. Anything else, Chris?
I just had a quick question. I'm going to clarify worship. If you attend on Sunday, you do not need to sign up. If you would like to attend on Wednesday, that is a sign up. You need to sign up for that, and that sign up will come out via our app and on our website. On Sundays, you do not need to sign up. You can just show up and be there.
I do have a question over at the Ressler household. She's not on camera. Kortni, could you, instead of sending just the Zoom for Wednesdays on the Remind app, could you by chance email it to us? Because then I can go onto the computer and just hit the link on my email.
Yes, I will gather email addresses. We do have a lot of them in our system, but I will work on a emailing list too.
That would be awesome. It's just so much better to see you on a big screen versus a phone.
Yeah, I will more than I'll send both. Just if there's no computer, but yeah, of course. Good. Thank you, Katie.
Awesome. Thank you.
Just to clarify for worship, we also have a Saturday night service that starts this weekend, 5 o'clock every Saturday. You do not have to sign up for attending that in-person service. So.
All right, well, for those that don't have any questions, thank you for joining us. You may take off. If you have questions, go ahead and stay on. We'll answer those.
Hi.
Bye.
I like it. Mom, this thing won't come out. Buses, do you have a question or you just want to stay on with us?
Derek's in charge of this technology and he can't figure out how to leave this meeting.
Technically, Jess did have a question in the middle of the meeting with her hand on top of her
He
head.
doesn't follow rules very well.
How do you like getting a look into our bedroom? It's kind of odd.
Mine too.
We're getting a little personal with everybody now.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, Derek, you hit leave.
I'm gonna leave now.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Good job, Courtney and Chris. Good job.
Right back at you, John.
I think we were good.
Donna, have a question?
Donna, do you have a question? Okay.
Okay.
See you guys. See you tomorrow.
All right.
See you tomorrow. Have a good night.
See you tomorrow.